Welcome to another episode of You Suck. I'm your host, VladV.
And I'm Joey.
And today we're going to go over Stained's new song.
Stained?
Stained.
What year is this?
It's 2015? No, Stained's still a thing.
All right. Yeah, the song's called Lowest in Me.
Stained's still a thing, man. I feel like Stained is more like a Aaron Lewis thing than a Stained thing, really.
Is he basically the band? I really
don't
know.
He's not the band Stained.
Because he can play guitar and he can sing, and obviously he can write
Right.
songs. He's been doing that country thing, so I figured that maybe he was like the main songwriter.
I think he does a lot of songs. The name of the guitar player is not coming to my mind right now, but
Mike something.
Is that right? I should have prepped better for this, but he, I believe, writes a lot of like the juggy riffs. And Aaron, he's more of a mellow dude nowadays. He had his daughter. He's not a big, druggy. At least that's what it says in the interviews. And I think he's more into his country solo thing, but he still goes back, and I think that was the compromise between Stain started going a little bit more soft, a little bit more radio friendly.
Just a bit. Just
a little bit for like 4 albums, Dysfunction. I loved Dysfunction. And even the Breaking the Cycle, had its moments. It wasn't as strong. But after that, I completely lost interest in them. And then I forget which one it was had like this weird spider lady. I forget what it was called. But they went back to form on that one. I'm like, fuck yeah! It sounded like the follow up to Dysfunction. It was like the Black Album, or it wasn't the Black Album. It was like Death Magnetic, bridging the gap between the Black Album and Justice. So I really like that. I really like, if Mike is his name, if the guitar player gets to have Stained and is a primary writer, and then Aaron gets his side project, but does Stained the way Stained is supposed to be done, I'm still cool with it, man.
Sure.
We did Limp Bizkit a little bit ago, and they still sound like Limp Bizkit, and I'm totally fine with that. Hopefully, this doesn't let us down.
I think what's interesting is the fact that these bands from 10, 20, even 30 years ago, in the case of Smashing Pumpkins, are like coming back, and it's not pathetic,
right?
Which is very interesting, because you think like when we were kids, and you're thinking, all right, well, when all these guys are in their 50s and even 60s, when it comes to Metallica, it's just gonna look like how people used to make fun of the Rolling Stones, but it's not, man. All these older bands are really, they're turning in some quality material, man. So I'm hoping Stained will do the same.
I think it's a result. I think it's a result of having a direct conduit, just like we do, right? If we ever try to do this show, like pitch it to a board and be like, we think we are going to get an audience, blah, blah. You don't, we would never in a million years get any funding to do this, right? But we can do this, afford to get 4 fucking views, do another one, then maybe get 20 views, and then do it just for the love of it until we get thousands and thousands of views eventually, right?
Yeah.
Whereas bands never got a chance to do that. Artists never really got a chance to do that, and they get to do that now, and they get to have a direct link without all the fucking pencil pushers fucking their shit up, and all the yes men being like, you need to do this, and so is actually not as talented as you, and you know what I mean? It gets back to brass tacks, and you don't become a parody of yourself by trying to emulate what you did on the first album or anything like that. You can just be like genuine and worry about your core audience. No one's making money off their records anymore, so they're like, fuck it, let's just write for the hardcore fans.
And you can
write
really
what you
want.
Exactly.
And I think something else too, I've always said that everybody says rock's not dead. Well, put it this way, all the bands that were around 15, 20, 30 years ago, they're not changing their style, and they're still relevant. So that kind of tells me that rock hasn't really moved a whole lot since about 1995. And I think that's a problem, but that's a rabbit hole discussion for another video. Hey man, if if they keep turning in quality material, I'll keep listening. Let's see what Stain's got.
Let's see it.
I like that guitar tone.
But you won't let me, so I'm closed off, hating all I see.
Stop that right now. Do you remember when, before this video started, I was singing that to my mother?
I was about to say that.
And my father.
Sounds exactly like that.
It's the same fucking vocal line,
Sounds
man.
exactly.
All right, are we going to be in for a messy rehash here?
I'm always hopeful for the chorus and the bridge. The verses, man. I'll tell you what.
In.
As a singer, those fucking verses, man. It's almost like, you know, you get addicted to writing big hooks in the choruses, and you're like, I'll just jot something from the. I'll figure it out in the studio. You know, so I kind of get it, and you know, if Aaron is just half-hearted about being in Stain, he's just doing it for his buddies and the paycheck. And not, I mean, again, he's not fully invested in Stained anymore so much as
you don't say.
In his own country shit. And his country shit is like Hootie and the Blowfish country. He's got some great country songs, but, you know, like 80% of them is stuff that I wouldn't listen to. So, yeah. And I think, too, you get in the studio, you write some songs that you never fucking play again after that, and then you forgot that you already wrote that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm praying. I think the riff is cool. It just he's already bored me with singing the same thing he sang in the Mother Father song. So let's see if it goes anywhere.
Just roll the dice, see where we get.
So carelessly, you're addicted to uncertainty. Bring out the lowest that I have in me. I feel the chaos and the melody, and I can't escape the bitterness I can't change. Bring out the lowest that I have, lowest that I have in me.
Oh man.
Very predictable.
Dude,
Very predictable.
Dude, that is crap. That's not even a Stained chorus, man. That's like somebody trying their best to do what Seven Dust has been doing for the last 25 years, but instead of actually writing good choruses like Seven Dust does.
I didn't think it was that bad.
No,
I didn't think it was that bad.
That was bad. There was all the familiar like cliches.
It's
lowest that I have, the lowest that
right,
man.
If you programmed an AI to write, which is a derivative song of what Stain sounds like with nothing new, this would be a perfect. This would be a perfect example of that.
This is Stained plus an extra 12 fingers like AI tends to do. You know,
yes.
that's what this is, man.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but it's very.
Oh man, I wanted to like it, but that's bad.
It's very like you said, man. It's mailed in so far. Maybe the bridge will be really good.
I mean.
And save the entire song.
I tell you what I do like about it is that guitar tone's nasty, man.
Tone.
I think it's great. The drums sound. That guy's a very superior drummer. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm terrible familiar. Joke, but I had to slide that in there.
For those of you that don't know, superior drummer is like a drum machine plug-in or whatever the fuck you call it.
And I feel bad for the drummer here because that guy is not bad. You
don't think he's using triggers or it's all programmed?
No, I think that it's just erasing anything that he put into it, and he probably worked really hard on it, and it took all of him out of it. But again, that's rock music today, and another
Industry
conversation
standard.
for another time.
Yeah.
Cue the comment, old men yelling at cloud. Hey, our fucking generation created The Simpsons. You don't get to use that.
In your face.
Yeah. Anyway.
Try to hold back all the anger, but it's a trigger, and I can't relax, losing focus.
Me too.
On the things you lack, so you push me to the brink, and I don't know what is next. You bring out the lowest that I have in me. I feel the chaos and the gravity, and I can't escape the bitterness I can't change. You bring out the lowest that I have, lowest that I have in me. Lowest of low. I'm so fucking
A little old school breakdown. I like that.
That was good.
Chaos and the gravity, and I can't escape the bitterness I can't change. You bring out the lowest that I have, lowest that I have in me, lowest that I have in me.
Oof. Boy, that was rough.
I really liked the guitar tone.
Yep, going right back to that.
Yeah, that's the most positive thing I have to say about that. The bridge, I like that they went old school, kind of real predictable.
Vocally, though, it sounded like he was really putting some emotion into that. So,
Right. And on the bell curve, on the Stained bell curve of 4 albums that were, very radio friendly, in my opinion, for a band like Stained. It's nice to hear him do like that mud shovel-y kind of growl, that death metal-y thing he used to do on Dysfunction. So
he didn't do the mic cupping.
No.
Thing. Dude, I didn't hear that. Yeah. He didn't do the Phil Anselmo slaughtered mic cupping thing, because that's probably one of the first guys that did it, because he's the best.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have to believe that there were some songwriters on this.
You think so?
Yes.
Like separate from
Yes.
Stained?
Yeah.
It sounds exactly like Stained.
The chorus did?
I think it sounds exactly like everything they've ever done. That's my problem with it.
I think I only know their first record basically because that's the only one to me that sounded like they were trying to be their own band. Then after that, it just turned into this like, God, what was that? I'm on the outside.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I think it's called Outside.
Is it called Outside? Real inventive. Come on, man. Nah.
It's on the outside. If you didn't call it Outside, people would be like, that Outside song? Like,
He could have called it
I
Looking
hate
In.
fancy. I hate fucking names like SDP would be like Superman with Silver Gun. Like nobody calls it that. Stupid fucking song. I don't remember any song titles.
That
ever.
man, the STP's got some ones that
The worst names.
Yeah.
Have nothing to do. There's no lyric in the fucking song that's got
absolute non sequitur, man.
Yeah, totally.
Anywho, yeah, the first one's the only one I know, the first record, because after that it just seemed like it was all just mailed in radio stuff. So their choruses were were like that.
Yeah,
towards the end.
Yeah, you think it's a good thing, or do you think it's a
This sounds like Nashville songwriters to me.
No, I mean they've always delivered consistently hooky stuff, especially for a band. But then Aaron is such a motherfucker, man. Like he's got such a he chain smokes cigarettes, smokes pot all day. I I don't think he's a big druggie or anything like that. Not that I know that much about him, but
Yeah.
but he abuses his voice. He does all the things he's not supposed to do for his voice, and he still sounds fucking amazing. I don't think I've ever heard a live show. Go through YouTube and you won't find a single live show where he sounds like shit. It's unreal. And he's consistently, even though a lot of times he can sound like a parody of himself, just kind of, it gets a little predictable, but he still consistently writes good hooks. He's a really good writer.
If he wasn't, he wouldn't be able to do two genres and be successful in both.
Right.
So what the hell do I know? I'm just a guy talking on camera.
Yeah.
You're a hater.
So what do you think on a scale of 1 to 10?
What was that tune? The Everything Falls Apart from their first tune. I can't remember. Falls Apart.
Sure.
Compared to that, if that's a 1,
that was also like 30 years ago, brah.
Yeah, but it was good.
Yeah, it was. But also the zeitgeist of the time was like, you know what I mean? Like not a lot of bands sounded like
Crawl?
that.
Was it Crawl?
So,
was that the song? And I crawl. Whatever.
And I crawl.
All right,
yeah.
Mr. Perfect Pitch. Anyway. I always thought that was a good tune. I thought that was a good record. So if I'm comparing it to that, and again, this channel is called You Suck, so our scale is backwards. If we give it 10 sucks, it means it was a turd. If we give it 1, it means it was great. So if the Stain bell curve is entered into the equation, I'm going. This thing has got to be like a 7.
A 7?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a 5 for me. It's definitely not.
Lukewarm.
You're kind of rubber stamping stuff that's going to keep the fans happy. Aaron still delivers. That's great. His hook's good.
Yeah, his voice still sounds great. I just wish he was doing something.
I'll listen to it. If it plays in the background, I'm not going to be like, turn that shit off. But it's rehashed in my opinion. And I just want to hear. I want to hear growth. I want to hear growth. I want to hear a little bit of experimentation. I don't want that Spinal Tappy like, well, our fans are getting more selective. I don't want that bullshit. But I want to hear a little, chances being taken, and growth. And I don't like these sound collages. I don't want to hear a fucking 12-minute Periphery song. Same sensibilities, but I just want to hear a little bit of growth. And I didn't hear any growth on that, other than maybe like production. I think it's a 5. But I was hoping for more.
Yeah.
If you want to catch our videos, we are on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at noon. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.
Hey now. And if you guys think that we're wrong and you love a song that we hate, awesome.
You're probably wrong, though.
What
else do we have?
We got a little of that.
God, I'm derailing now. Fucking that Kramer shit ain't doing nothing.
I don't even remember what song we just reviewed.
All right.